Have you ever looked at a snail and thought harmless? Slow, slimy, cute, maybe. But what if I told you some snails can sleep for years? Some shoot deadly venom, like a harpoon, and one species can literally dissolve bones? Yeah. These tiny creatures are way more terrifying than they look. And the last fact on this list is so disturbing, scientists still don't fully understand how it works. 1. Snails can sleep for 3 years. Most people think snails are lazy, but some snails can enter a deep sleep called estivation and stay asleep for up to 3 years. Not days, not months, years. When conditions become too hot or too dry, the snail seals itself inside its shell using a mucus barrier, like a tiny survival bunker. Its heartbeat slows down dramatically. Its body barely moves. It almost looks dead. Then one day rain comes back, and the snail wakes up like nothing happened. Scientists found desert snails surviving extreme droughts, this way basically pausing life itself. Imagine falling asleep before high school and waking up after college. That's normal for some snails, and somehow this is only the beginning. 2. Some snails have thousands of teeth. A snail's mouth looks harmless, until you zoom in. Then it becomes nightmare fuel. Snails have a tongue-like organ called a radula covered in microscopic teeth. Not 10 teeth. Not 100. Some species have over 20,000 teeth, and they constantly replace them. These teeth scrape food like a chainsaw. Plants, algae, even rock surfaces. One species, called the limpet, has teeth considered among the strongest biological materials ever discovered, stronger than spider silk. Scientists are even studying them to create future armor materials. So technically, a snail could have stronger teeth than your car. Tiny, slow, but equipped with nature's microscopic shredder. 3. The deadliest snail on Earth hunts with venom. Now things get dangerous. Meet the cone snail. A beautiful sea snail with a shell collector's love, but touching one can be fatal. This creature hunts using a venom-loaded harpoon hidden inside its body, and it fires fast. The venom instantly paralyzes fish. Some species produce toxins powerful enough to kill humans. There is no universal anti-venom. Victims can become paralyzed and stop breathing within hours. What makes this even creepier is how calm the snail looks. No roaring, no chasing, no warning. Just one tiny jab, and your nervous system shuts down. Divers around the world are warned never to pick up cone snails alive, because one mistake can be your last. 4. Snails can survive being frozen. Imagine your body freezing solid during winter, then casually waking up in spring. Some snails actually do this. Certain cold climate snails survive freezing temperatures by producing natural antifreeze, chemicals inside their bodies. Their metabolism nearly stops completely. Ice forms around them, sometimes even inside them. But when temperatures rise, they thaw out and continue moving. Like biological zombies, one researcher described it as temporary death. And honestly, that sounds accurate, because from the outside, they look completely lifeless. Nature somehow gave these tiny creatures a superpower. Humans still can't replicate properly. 5. Snails can change gender. This next fact sounds completely made up. Many snails are hermaphrodites, meaning they have both male and female reproductive organs. And yes, 2 snails can fertilize each other at the same time. But some species take things even further. Certain snails can actually change reproductive roles depending on conditions, like size, age, or environment. Scientists believe this increases survival chances, because finding mates in the wild is difficult when you move slower than dripping glue. So snails evolved one of the strangest reproductive systems on Earth. Efficient, weird, and honestly kind of genius. But the next fact is where things get seriously disturbing. You've seen snails survive freezing, carry thousands of teeth, and kill with venom. But the last few facts become much darker. One snail can manipulate parasites like a horror movie creature, and another has a shell so strong it inspired military technology. Stay until the end, because the final snail fact might completely change how you see these creatures forever. 6. Zombie snails exist. This is one of the creepiest things in nature. There's a parasite called leucochloridium, and it turns snails into zombies. The parasite infects the snail's eye stalks, causing them to swell and pulse with bright colors. They start looking like moving caterpillars, which attracts birds. Exactly what the parasite wants. The infected snail also behaves strangely. Instead of hiding in dark places like normal snails, it climbs into open sunlight where predators can easily see it. Then birds eat the eye stalks. The parasite enters the bird's body, and the cycle continues. The craziest part? Sometimes the snail survives and the parasite regrows the infected eye stalk again, over and over. Nature is terrifying. 7. One snail has an iron shell, deep in the ocean near underwater. Volcanoes lives one of the most metal creatures ever discovered. Literally, the scaly-foot snail has iron in its shell. Real iron that its armor contains iron sulfide layers, making it incredibly tough against predators and extreme heat. This snail survives near hydrothermal vents where temperatures can become insanely dangerous. The environment looks more like an alien planet than Earth. Black smoke, boiling chemicals, complete darkness. And somehow this armored snail thrives there. Scientists studied its shell structure to help design stronger, protective materials for engineering and military use. A snail-inspired futuristic armor. That sentence shouldn't even be real. 8. Some snails eat each other. Most people imagine snails peacefully eating leaves. Not all of them. Some species are aggressive predators. The rosy wolf snail, for example, hunts and eats other snails, slowly tracking slime trails like a horror movie killer. It extends its body, grabs prey, and devours it alive. Humans actually introduced rosy wolf snails to certain islands hoping they would control pests. Instead, they wiped out native snail populations. Entire species disappeared forever, all because people underestimated a snail. Turns out even slow predators can destroy ecosystems. 9. Giant African snails are basically invasive monsters. Now imagine a snail the size of a rat. That's the giant African land snail, one of the largest snails on Earth. Some grow over 8 inches long, and they reproduce fast. A single snail can lay hundreds of eggs multiple times a year. But here's the worst part. They eat almost everything. Plants, crops, paint, even plaster walls for calcium. In several countries, they became invasive disasters causing huge agricultural damage. And they can also carry parasites dangerous to humans. Authorities in some places treat sightings seriously because populations explode incredibly fast. 1 or 2 snails may seem harmless. Thousands become a nightmare. 10. Snail slime is being used in human skincare. This final fact sounds disgusting, but it's completely real. Humans are putting snail slime on their faces. Snail motion became a massive skincare trend around the world because it contains substances linked to hydration and skin repair. Some farmers first noticed their hands became unusually soft after handling snails. That discovery helped launch an entire skincare industry. Today, snail-based products are used in creams, serums, and beauty treatments globally. But here's the strange part. The slime originally evolved to help snails protect and heal themselves while sliding across rough surfaces, meaning the same goo helping a snail survive rocks and dirt is now part of luxury beauty routines. Nature never stops being weird. And honestly, after everything in this video, maybe snails deserve a lot more respect than we give them. Snails might look slow and harmless, but underneath that tiny shell is a creature capable of surviving freezing temperatures, carrying microscopic weapons, controlling parasites, and even killing humans. Which fact surprised you the most? And would you ever touch a cone snail after watching this video? Comment below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more unbelievable animal facts from around the world. Because nature is way stranger than fiction.